I pay for the puss, okay. I pay for the puss, okay.
Yo, did y'all see what happened? There's an ESPN employee that got caught. That got caught having sex with people to blow up. Oh, this is the paperwork right here. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, a former Fox Sports hairdresser alleged that a network executive used his position to sexually harass women and says she refused 1.5 M's for Skip Bayless to have sex with him. So I saw this one, and they were saying Skip Bayless was involved with it. But then it comes out that it's really this Joy Taylor lady. It's this lady right here. So basically, this lady was just out here slaying it with this guy, Emmanual Acho, to get promotions, bro. So let's just read this paperwork real quick. Okay, every time I see a woman like this that's showing off her body in like a sports setting, I just assume that they down to with the dirty. Because to get to that position is kind of like, it's tough. And you get in there, literally only one reason she had that job. Oh, and this was January 17th from 2 years ago. So this is 2 years ago. This person calling it out, only one reason she got that job. Okay, let's read the paperwork first, and then we could go through and look at all the memes. So is this the start of the paperwork? Yeah, okay. Line 19, so start. Oh, Mr. Dixon. So who is Mr. Dixon from Fox? Mr. Gibson gives Miss Taylor award. Who is bro? Oh, is that the ugly? Is that this white dude? I think that's him right here. I think that's Mr. Dixon. Okay, hold up. Okay, so this is Mr. Dixon right here. So let's see. Hold on. Let me get these pictures ready for y'all. No, not Taylor and Joy. Taylor Joy Fox. At least she's not the most famous Taylor Joy. So this lady did the dirty with him to get her spot on her TV show Undisputed. Damn, and this dates back all the way to March 2016. Move to the side so y'all can see it. In approximately March 2016, Miss Farahi met Miss Taylor. I don't know who Miss Farahi is. Maybe that's the one that's the whistleblower that blew everything up. Miss Farahi met Miss Taylor, an aspiring sports personality that had recently moved from Miami to LA for the better opportunity of airtime on Fox. At the time, Miss Taylor did not have a regular position but would fill in on a day-by-day basis when talent was sick or otherwise needed time. So she was a fill-in. She's a floater. She on call, whatever you want to call it. She just there trying to just scrape the floor to get a position at Fox. This girl, the one that did the dirty. Okay. Miss Taylor told Miss Farahi that she was recently wed, but her husband remained in Miami and she was lonely in Los Angeles. Miss Taylor then befriended Miss Farahi. In approximately May 2016, Miss Taylor asked Miss Farahi to meet for a drink in Santa Monica. When Miss Farahi arrived, she found Miss Taylor with an older man, Fox Sports Executive Vice President of Content, Mr. Dixon. Damn. As Executive Vice President, Mr. Dixon is responsible for overseeing all content and production on FS1. If you guys don't know, FS1 is like a Fox Sports ESPN network. So it's like ESPN, but like a little lower level. But it's still a pretty solid like thing to get on, like as a career for sure. It's not ESPN, but it's like ESPN, then there's Fox Sports. Miss Farahi didn't know Mr. Dixon. When Mr. Dixon went to buy them another round of spicy margaritas, Miss Farahi asked who he was. Miss Taylor responded, "Was he just a friend?" Following that night, whenever Miss Farahi would meet with Miss Taylor for drinks or food, Mr. Dixon would either arrive with Miss Taylor or show up. Yeah, so this basically saying that she moved to LA and made a friend that worked at Fox. She was in every day, and then behind this friend's back, Miss Taylor, by the way, went to Mr. Dixon's office and gave him that Monica Lewinsky special. Gave him the Monica Lewinsky special, and then now they're hanging out. So it would end up. So wait, last sentence was I'm reading. Make sure I could read it too. Okay. Whenever Miss Farahi would meet with Miss Taylor for drinks or food, Mr. Dixon would either arrive with Miss Taylor or show up later that night and leave with Miss Taylor. He would always buy rounds of drinks and or food from their body language. Miss Farahi suspected that the pair were sleeping with each other, and although this concerned Miss Farahi, as she knew Miss Taylor was recently married, Miss Farahi kept her opinions to herself. Yo, who's her husband? Whoa, this just gets deeper. Damn, bro. Damn, bro. Wait, she's married to Earl Watson? Well, who's her husband right now? Richard? No, their ex-husband. Who's her current husband? Oh, this is during that time. Okay, yeah, 2016. Yeah. This is during that time. Damn. She's kind of chopped, low-key, though. She's not really all that. I mean, when you're older, like, that's top shit, but, like, she's not all that. Oh, one thing I gotta say to you, bro. One thing I gotta say to this guy, bro. Obviously, he found out because they broke up, but... he's literally this. That's literally what he is. Well, let's get back to this. So, I gotta figure out who is Miss Farahi. Miss Farahi Fox News? She's probably like a confidential person. That's not her. I don't think they're gonna have that lady's face on there. The one that the friend. I'm assuming this is the friend that broke the story type shit. Okay. We were right here. Damn, this dude, him though? Like, come on, what's his name again? Let's look him up. Maybe we can find a better angle on Diddy. She was lonely in LA. Mr. Dixon, or Fox Sports Executive Vice President of Content. Fox Sports Executive VP of Content. Charlie Dixon. I mean, honestly, from this guy's damn, he had a family too. Come on, bro, that's sick. Honestly, from this guy's perspective, though, minus the family issues, I mean, that's a W for him. That's a W for him, honestly. So she's having an affair with him now, and I think once she got the show, she started greasing him. But then we'll get there when we get there. So let's go back. We're on page 2. Miss Farahi kept her opinions to herself because she knew they were smashing. Okay, let me move this over a little bit so I can read with me. Where am I? Okay. In approximately June 2016, while at work, Miss Farahi noticed Mr. Dixon in the elevator. Surprised by the coincidence, Miss Farahi found Miss Taylor and told her excitedly, "The guy who always buys her drinks is in the elevator." Miss Taylor quietly silenced Miss Farahi, explaining who he was. Miss Farahi became very alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that such a relationship was unsafe. Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. Miss Farahi continued to be friends with Miss Taylor, but tried to distance herself as she considered the situation dangerous as well as morally wrong, as Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon were both married. Damn. And like Mr. Dixon, like I hope he didn't think that he liked her. Hopefully he did this like with the like, okay, I know this is just a bad bitch for me. I'm just having an affair. Because if he thought that she liked him, that's ridiculous. He deserves everything. But okay. Still got more info. In approximately July 2016, word spread amongst Fox employees about a new show that was going to be a big deal, as it would star Mr. Bayless and Shannon Sharp. It was known that Fox was looking for a woman with significant TV experience to also star. Therefore, it came as a surprise when Fox announced that Miss Taylor, who was a bartender and radio host in Miami with very little TV experience, would be the moderator of the new show. Skip and Shannon. She was on that show? Joy Taylor. I don't watch sports shows like that, so I don't really know. I just know who like Skip Bayless is. Skip and Shannon. So she was on the show for a couple years then. Oh, so this is her. Oh, I didn't notice. She looks different. Like she looks white here, and then in this she looks like mixed. She looks like mixed right here. But okay. So she only got this show, which put her on, because Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, they have memes for days on the internet going back and forth. So she just had to pull a Monica Lewinsky to get that. Okay. So Mr. Bayless later disclosed to Miss Farahi that he did not want Miss Taylor on the show, but Mr. Dixon was adamant that Miss Taylor should star. At first, Mr. Dixon arranged a dinner between Mr. Bayless and Miss Taylor when she arrived. And oh, damn. Mr. Dixon arranged a dinner with Mr. Bayless and Miss Taylor where she arrived in provocative clothing and acted in a provocative manner. When that did not change Mr. Bayless' opinion of Miss Taylor, Mr. Dixon asked him to approve of her as a favor to him. Reluctantly, Mr. Bayless agreed to do so as a favor to him. Damn, so Skip Bayless a real nigga, bro. She basically tried to put the pussy on him at dinner, and he was basically wasn't going for it, bro. He was like, "No, I'm straight. Like, you tripping. Like, I'm good. Like, it's not part of the game." So around August 2016, Miss Farahi attended a dinner with Miss Taylor and her husband and Mr. Dixon and his wife. Wow. That's some movie shit. During the dinner, Miss Taylor's husband became suspicious that Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon were having a sexual relationship. Yeah. That's a W. That's the guy we put the shoulder thing on. Her ex-husband. I want to find a picture of this guy. I need faces for the story. So he wasn't that much of a dumbass. This dude, Richard, he was living in Miami. He wasn't. He probably pulled up with the baseball bat to him too. I'm gonna read that article too. Suspicious that they were having a sexual relationship. Soon after dinner, his husband found evidence of the relationship and divorced her. Damn. In approximately September, Undisputed requested Miss Fry to do her hair. I want to see more. Where can I find all of this at? I gotta find out where I can find all this. It's 42 pages. I want to read the lawsuit. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Boom, we found it. Because I want to read all this. I ain't gonna lie. Let me get these pictures up. Got her. Got him. If y'all don't know who Skip Bayless is, this is Skip Bayless. He just goes viral for sports clips and whatnot. This the guy who was unhappy that she got the position, that she got the spot basically, and she tried to throw the pussy on him at dinner and it didn't work. I want to get it right because I want to read all this shit. Okay, where were we? So her husband found evidence. Okay, we saw that. Okay, here we go. Boom. In approximately September 2016, Undisputed started. Miss Taylor requested. Oh, so at least she requested for her friend to do her hair. After not allowing anyone to touch her hair. Oh, after not allowing anyone to touch her hair, Mr. Skip Bayless also requested for her friend to do his hair. So Mr. Dixon gropes Miss Ferrari. Oh my gosh. So this guy groped her friend that we don't have a picture of. Wow. On January 17, whatever that date is, January 14, 2017, Taylor had a birthday party at a rooftop in West Hollywood. Farahi and Fox employees were invited to attend as it was part of their job duties to appease talent, and birthday is an important event. Okay, so in that industry, you definitely got to pull up to stuff like that. As usual, Mr. Dixon was heavily drinking, buying drinks for yo. This dude is a sleaze, bro. This guy, man. It's only get your man. You have a wife and kids at home. Bro looks like a Down syndrome Jay Leno. He look like his name is Biff Farley. That's funny. Let me get back to this though. Mr. Dixon was heavily drinking, buying drinks for everyone on a Fox credit card, and blustered that everything we purchased was on Fox's time. And blustering, okay. As Miss Farahi was standing near the bar, facing the crowd, Mr. Dixon approached her. He asked the bartender for a drink and placed his arm on her lower back. He asked how she was doing, if she was having fun, if she wanted a tequila shot. She felt very Miss Farahi. So this is her friend. This is the friend that was uncomfortable with the whole thing. That basically put her on. Because she was friends with her when she was fucking mopping the floor a day, basically. Where was I? She felt very uncomfortable by his unsolicited touching and responded, "No, thank you." Mr. Dixon then moved his hand lower and started rubbing her body, grabbing her buttocks. She was very mortified and quickly thought to fake an incoming call to escape the situation. Damn. She did not know who to turn to, but as she knew Miss Taylor was sleeping with Mr. Dixon, she turned to her. Surprisingly, Miss Taylor responded, "Get over it," and explained that she herself only had her job because of Mr. Dixon, and Miss Farahi only had her job because Miss Taylor requested her. She warned that Mr. Dixon could take both away. Yo, it's the 21st, 22nd century, whatever century it is, bro. Like, women that still try to rely on this to get ahead in the workplace, bro. Like, you're scum, bro. You're not a feminist. You're not none of that. Like, because you're just making it uncomfortable for other women that are trying to be in the industry. You're just making it uncomfortable for them to actually progress as a woman in the workforce. Like, you getting progressed, like, you getting on you got on TV and whatever, but you're on the workforce and shit. But women like her, like Farahi, she's actual, like, a representation of women across the whole country that actually need to do their job properly and want to get a promotion based on their work and not their butt. So she literally just said, get over it. He's going to take our jobs away. She was terrified. Miss Farahi was terrified and then turned to her coworker. Yeah, I wonder if, can I see, my bad, yeah, I want to see the name if I can find Farahi. Okay, Notion Farahi. I want to see what she looks like, just so I can have a face for the story. Oh, this is her? No, that's not her. I think this is her hairstylist. Yep. No, I think she just did her hair. Is this her? Nope. Oh, so this is her. So Farahi is this lady right here. So let's put this here so we can have that as a reference. Okay, escape Bayless, go down here. Okay, now if I feel better, I have a picture. Just a white lady. I don't know why I was thinking of a Middle Eastern lady, but hey. Okay, so let's go down. Where was I? Okay, boom, reading. Okay. Alright, so she was terrified. So Miss Farahi, this is a lady who was Joy Taylor's friend that put her on, who was a hairdresser there. She was terrified and then turned to her coworker Anonymous to discuss the situation. Anonymous responded that Mr. Dixon was disgusting and the entire situation was shit, but it wasn't shocking given Fox's culture and that Miss Farahi should remain quiet if she wanted to keep her job. This is the harsh reality of the situation. She has to stay quiet to keep her job because this is literally the vice president of whatever his thing is, the vice president of Fox's fucking content, I think. So he's literally like one of the big dogs. So as a single mother who needed the job to support her son, she had no choice but to remain silent. Yep. 7 years later, in 2023, Miss Poretti told Miss Farahi that she did not like her or anything about Undisputed. Miss Poretti expanded that she already scheduled someone for her hair on Undisputed when Mr. Dixon called her and told her that she must put Miss Farahi on Undisputed. In order to protect their identity, we refer to several individuals as anonymous in each case. Miss Poretti told Miss Farahi, I didn't like that. That's not how things should be done. Miss Farahi was stunned and devastated as she prides herself on her work, earning her accolades. Later that day, while thinking about her career, she was angry Miss Poretti succumbed to Mr. Dixon's request as it gave Mr. Dixon the feeling that he could grope her for giving her his job. Yeah, facts. Literally what I just said. Mr. Dixon gets rid of a female talent member for refusing to have sex with him? Damn, bro. He should low-key face charges over this. This is ridiculous. There has to be some sort of like criminal charges for that. Several years into Miss Farahi's tenure at Fox, a female talent member, Anonymous, hired Miss Farahi to do her hair at her house for an award show. Anonymous asked Miss Farahi meet her for lunch first there. Anonymous told Miss Farahi that she would no longer be with Fox as Mr. Dixon told her that she would need to have sex with him if she wanted to renew her contract, but she had refused. Anonymous further conveyed that Mr. Dixon was doing this to another woman talent and she should warn Miss Taylor to be careful. A talk show host had recently reported Mr. Dixon. She only, his lady don't even know Miss Taylor already slaying that cat. Okay. Following the launch, Miss Ferrari called Miss Taylor to convey what Anonymous had said. Miss Taylor responded that no one gives a fuck about Anonymous or the talk show host who reported Mr. Dixon. Miss Ferrari later observed that Miss Taylor's remark appeared accurate, as no actions were taken to address the concerns raised. If it were not already apparent, it became even more clear that Fox had enabled high-ranking individuals to abuse their authority, exerting undue control over female talent and employees. Fear permeated as the workplace as stories of mistreatment circulated. As one example, Mr. Dixon Mr. Dixon, bro, deliberately assigned a female talent member who had been harassed and then reported it to show up to a show set up to fail. When the show inevitably failed due to his sabotage, he used its failure as justification to terminate her employment. In another instance, a coworker who frequently cried in the hallway due to relentless sexual harassment was fired 1 week after reporting. Wow. Fox, come on, bro. Fox, y'all gotta do better at Fox, bro. Damn it, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp were just letting all this happen, bro. They could have stopped this, bro. These repeated incidents reinforced the atmosphere that speaking up seemed futile and dangerous. Okay, so this is where Skip Bayless comes into. Oh, Mr. Bayless does some shit too. To her. Damn, this is. Oh my gosh. Wow, bro. Mr. Bayless. So Skip Bayless, the one that everybody knows and loves. This guy, he can go viral on the internet, whatever. Mr. Bayless begins to give Miss Ferrari. I'm gonna just say Miss F, bro, because I'm rolling my tongue. I don't even know if that's how you're supposed to say it. He gave her lingering hugs and kisses on the cheek while putting his body against hers and pressing against her breast. After the reporting by the talk show host fell on deaf ears, Mr. Bayless began requesting that Mrs. F give him a haircut once a week in the makeup room. Miss F did as she was told, as Miss Peretti required Miss F to give haircuts to talent. Okay, so I'm assuming this is Miss Peretti is her boss, I guess, of makeup and hairstyle or whatever like that. She's probably like a supervisor in that. Okay, what's her job? To give haircuts. Initially, during the haircuts, Mr. Bayless would discuss his life, his work at Fox, other innocent manners. However, soon after the weekly haircut started, Mr. Bayless began finding excuses to touch Miss F. He would give her lingering hugs after each haircut, putting his body against her own, pressing against her breast. He then began to kiss her on the cheeks. Miss F was uncomfortable by the physical contact and would make excuses to leave right after the haircuts. Example, I need to pick up my son from school. Yeah, so she giving the haircut and Skip Bayless trying to have her chill in the room, and she's like, nah, I gotta clear it. Approximately summer 2017, while Miss F was giving Mr. Bayless a haircut, he told her that she was voluptuous. Let's look up the accurate definition. Curvaceous and sexually attractive. She's a good looking woman though. She's not ugly or nothing. Okay, as English is her second language and she was not familiar with the word, Miss F asked what that meant. Mr. Bayless seemed amused and told her to figure it out. Miss F later asked a coworker what the word meant and was mortified. Damn, Skip Bayless is a weirdo, bro. Wow. Miss F later asked a coworker what the word meant, was mortified. Mr. Bayless then started being more aggressive and direct in his advances. Miss F continuously declined, stating she did not date at work and she's a single mom and needed her job. Miss F was terrified and then turned to a coworker to discuss the situation. The two decided that because Mr. Bayless was a powerful man and Fox protected powerful man, Mr. Dixon's actions, it would only be to her detriment to report the issue. Yep, it would at the end of the day. The two decided that Miss F needed to be kind towards Mr. Bayless or risk her job. As a single mother who relied on her job to support her son, she felt like she had no choice. Damn, and they cut her hours? Miss F has her hours cut after going on medical leave. In approximately 2017 November, Miss F hurt her back at work, couldn't move for nearly 40 days, and received workers' comp. In approximately December, when Miss F returned from her leave, she was not provided her full-time schedule and learned from a coworker that Mrs. P had promised her shifts to someone else. Making Miss F called her union for help. Her union informed her that Miss Perry's actions would be illegal under the law. Miss F then called Human Resources, who confirmed that she was entitled to her pre-leave schedule. On January 5th, 2018, Miss P and Miss F called Miss F into her office. When Miss F arrived, an individual from Human Resources was present, and Miss Purdy was falsely explaining that Miss F did not want her full-time schedule. Miss F grew upset, explaining that she did want her full-time schedule, and further explained that Miss P has been treating her poorly for years. So when HR is there, she just snitched on Mrs. P real quick, her manager. So Mrs. P is probably cool with all this shit going down. Farahi then had multiple meetings with human resources where she explained that Mrs. P yelled at her, made fun of her, bullied her. Example, Miss P told Miss F that she did not like her and could fire her at any time. From Miss F's perspective, there was no resolution after these conversations, as she was never informed of any sort of conclusion or action taken against Falls. Yeah, because that HR guy's probably just gonna make a report, but then like once he goes to his boss, they're just gonna fucking crumble that shit up and Kobe Bryant it into the trash can. So now Miss F remains on Undisputed and is asked to join the herd. In approximately summer 2018, Miss Taylor was moved from Undisputed to the herd with Colin Cowherd. Miss Taylor again. So Colin Cowherd, he's another just like sports analyst guy. He's like a Skip Bayless, but a different version. I don't know if you've ever seen him. If you guys aren't into sports, you might not have, but he has another show basically. So she just went to a different show. That's what we're saying. She went to a different show, and then while her going to the show, she went to the show too. The hairdresser, makeup girl. Because Miss Taylor requested her. Okay, I mean, I guess it's cool for Miss Taylor. At least she's trying to help her get out of whatever situation. But she's just like bringing her into the situation where she knows she's gonna be Monica Lewinsky and everybody. So it's like, damn, you bringing Miss F into this shit. She's just trying to grind for her kid and take pictures with David Beckham apparently. Okay, Colin Cowherd also requested Miss F to do his hair. Thus, every day Miss F would do Mr. Bayless's hair for Undisputed, then do Miss Taylor and Mr. Cowherd's hair for the herd. Throughout her tenure at Fox, Mr. Cowherd was professional and respected to Miss Ferrari and Cowherd. That's cool. Okay, Colin Cowherd, I say Colin Cowherd. Mr. Cowherd, you just want some cool points, bro. Around this time, after learning of Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon's sexual relationship, Miss Taylor's then ex-fiance broke off the engagement and threatened to go public with all that he knew. On information and belief, Mr. Dixon paid for the wedding deposits in an informal exchange for her fiance's silence. Damn. So her husband, that guy that we saw that we put the hand on the shoulder for. So this guy was so pissed off because he spent money on a wedding deposit and everything that he was going to go public. And then freaking this guy pays him all the money that he was going to spend on the wedding to shut him up. Wow. That's crazy. I wonder how much he got paid. I would figure it would say it in here. Hold on one second. I gotta go grab a soda. I'm doing a lot of reading. I need something to drink. Yeah. 2 seconds, y'all. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I'm only on page 10 of 40. Damn, let me go switch the title of my stream real quick since I'm reading this. What's her name again? I had to update my titles real quick. Okay, cool. Let's get back to reading. Minimize this. Make sure my stream looks straight and then we'll get right back into it. As far as the layout. If it'll load. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Mr. Diaz racially and sexually harasses Miss F. Damn, Mrs. F cannot catch a break, bro. She cannot catch a break at all. On May 19th, Bobby Diaz, Mr. Diaz, the individual who puts the microphone on talent. Okay, so he's just another behind the scenes kind of guy. mocked Mrs. F for her pronunciation of English words and sexualized the way she was eating fruit. Miss F did not. Yo, Fox, come on. This is like so 1950s, bro. Mrs. F did not respond and just kept her eyes glued on the monitor playing Undisputed. Miss Peretti was present and did not do anything. Wow, Miss Peretti. Can I get her picture, please? Gina Peretti, here we go. Let me see. I'm finding her picture. She's a piece of shit too. This her? No way. She gotta be tagged. Hair, boom. This is her with her husband. Come on, bro. How would your husband feel if you was getting treated like this? Gina. Okay, so we got her here. Boom. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see her, but she's a piece of shit. We don't really want to look at her. She was present and did not do anything. On information and belief, Mr. Diaz openly gropes, harasses, and is inappropriate with women at Fox. On information and belief, Mr. Diaz has not been fired reportedly due to his role in supplying cocaine to numerous Fox employees and talent, even after an incident where he removed his pants live on... Yo, Fox, what is going on? You guys are defending... You guys are enabling women to do Monica Lewinsky activities for promotions. The executives that are handling this, when they get called out on their shit... I mean, it's one thing if an executive and this girl do this thing and he cuts her a favor and she rubs his back, ask her back. It's another thing when you have a fucking ecosystem of where that type of activity is flourishing, and that seems like what was happening at the damn Fox studio. And then you got this guy, Mr. Diaz, openly groping, harassing people and selling cocaine and fucking pulling his pants off on camera. This is wild. I hope this lady gets a settlement, honestly. Mrs. F, because she's the one that filed it. I hope she gets a settlement out of all this, bro. On information and belief, in December 2024, after Mrs. F notice of this impending lawsuit, sent notice of this lawsuit to Fox, Mr. Diaz made a mockery of his discussion with human resources regarding his interactions with Ms. He told various employees that Mrs. F was stupid, defiantly stating that despite being told not to speak about his discussions with human resources, he didn't care, saying, "Who gives a shit?" He further boasted that he would never be fired. Miss Taylor again uses her sexuality to get on a show. And approximately February... So we're back to Taylor now. This is the can of worms that opened up the whole cookie jar. That did not make any sense. Okay, so she uses her sexuality to get on the show again. In approximately February 2020, Miss Taylor asks Miss F. Miss F is the hairdresser, same person. She asked Miss F to meet with her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When Mrs. F arrived, she found Miss Taylor with a man, Emmanuel Acho. Mr. Acho, Miss Farahi did not know Mr. Acho, but could tell the two were romantically involved. Okay, now this guy is becoming involved in it. This is the guy that's on the show that she's currently on. So, what's his name? Emmanuel Acho. That's this guy. So now this is where he comes into the picture. So I think this is who is on the most recent show that Joy Taylor was on. So I think she's on the new show with him now. So she got her new show. And so she invites Mrs. F to dinner and she's with this guy, the new guy. A few months after meeting Mr. Acho at lunch, Mrs. F noticed him in the hallway while at work. Mrs. F later asked Miss Taylor if Mr. Acho also worked at Fox. Miss Taylor confirmed and explained that she wanted to see Mr. Acho eventually, to eventually recommend her on the show Speak for Yourself. I mean, if you're Mrs. F right here, you gotta know, if you see Joy Taylor with any guy, you just gotta know she's sucking his dick or something. You gotta know she's just Monica Lewinskying it all the way to the top. Mrs. F became very alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that she should probably not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Acho at the same time. And Mr. Dixon is a very powerful man, and that made him become very angry. Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she was also now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her, which would allow herself not to be forced out by Mr. Dixon like other women talent. So she basically admits that she's gonna lie. I guess that he graped her. I guess that he did some graping activities. So she has a whole evil plan up her sleeve. So she has sex with the old man to get in position. Now she's gonna have sex with the younger man, keep her position, and then pull the rape card on the old man, while Mrs. F is just getting all this information in. Okay, where are we? She explained that she was also not powerful, and she was okay. So this basically she said that she was gonna say call rape. In approximately September 2022, Miss Taylor started to work on Speak Miss Taylor, and she requested Miss F to do it her, obviously. And now Miss F getting targeted again because of her ethnicity. In approximately 2020, Jane Doe, Miss M, an employee at Fox, began demonstrating erratic behavior. One night at an informal dinner at Maestro Steakhouse, she grew irrationally enraged with Miss F and screamed, "Fuck you, you Persian bitch." The dinner then ended after Miss M broke a glass and threatened to harm herself. Fox is just the weirdest workplace environment ever. It's probably worse than the Ellen Show, bro. I'm only 11 pages in, and this is just like the weirdest thing I've ever read in my life. And I've read some pages of 50 Shades of Grey. Funny or not, in high school. Okay. Following the dinner, Mrs. F's coworker, who was black, reported the incident to Human Resources. Yeah, she's reporting to Human Resources. They're not going to do anything. It's Fox. Explaining that she would not be okay with somebody calling her a black B-word. Anonymous then also had Miss F report the incident to Mrs. P. We know Mrs. P isn't doing shit. She's a piece of crap. Despite these reports supposedly being anonymous, Mrs. M learned of the reports and became increasingly unstable towards Mrs. F. Every single warning, Miss M would scream and throw things at Mrs. F. Approximately 6 months later, Miss F told Human Resources that she believed her life was in danger. Human Resources responded that Mrs. F should just leave the workplace when Miss M was having an episode. Yo, the Human Resources at Fox is crazy too. They need like I'm not a big fan of government fucking coming in, but the government needs to just go into the Fox fucking studio and just eradicate that shit, because from top to bottom it needs a cleansing. After approximately a year and a half, Miss M was fired. Miss M ex-boyfriend, a producer at Fox, shared that Human Resources gave Miss M a large money in the severance. Miss F wondered why Fox rewarded her bully with money. Human Resources eventually apologized to Miss F, explaining that it did not have experience with mental health issues. Human Resources offered Miss F free therapy. Miss F declined free therapy, but began to see an independent therapist once a week to discuss her life at Fox. Yeah, she definitely needs to discuss her life at Fox. She continues to see the same therapist today. And then she gets... why are the good people getting fucked in life so bad? Now she believes she has cancer and tells this to Mr. Bayless in an attempt to stop his advances. Oh my gosh, Skip Bayless, bro. What? Mrs. F, okay. Mrs. F, who's the hairdresser that works at Fox, believes she has cancer and tells this to Skip Bayless, who every day tries to fucking have sex with her. In an attempt to stop it, she tries to pull the cancer card, and he just offers her $1.5 million for sex. Yo, this brother is down bad to $1.5 million. Over the years, Mr. Bayless continued to make advances on Mrs. F, lingering hugs, kisses on the cheek, inappropriate comments that should change her life, that he could change her life as if she acquiesced to having sex. Miss F would also make excuses regarding her son, politely change the subject, or make a joke, anything to keep Mr. Bayless appeased and keep her job safe. In July of 2021, Mrs. F developed issues with her left ovary and was advised it could be cancer. With a fourth biopsy scheduled, she explained her situation to Mr. Bayless, hoping that he would take pity on her and cease his advances. Instead, Mr. Bayless told her that he wanted to be with her. Miss F panicked and began rambling that there were cameras everywhere and that she has a child and she does not want him. Mr. Bayless then grabbed her hands, began kissing them, and offered her $1.5 million to have sex. Miss F then made an excuse to leave. Damn, Skip Bayless, bro, you're going down the drain right now. Like, obviously this is all allegations, but in my brain right now, Skip Bayless is like toast, bro. This lady you've been making advances on for the past 4 years, she tells you she has cancer just so you can take pity on her, and you grab her hand and try to kiss her hand and tell her you're going to pay $1.5 million to have sex. Wow. Wow, this is actually a good read. Approximately 1 week later, Mr. Bayless made another advance at Miss F. Miss F responded, "Skip, stop. You have a wife." Mr. Bayless responded, "Aren't you a Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 to 4 wives?" Miss F responded that her father was dead, and when Mr. Bayless looked taken aback, she made an excuse to leave. Wow, Skip Bayless, bro. Now, Mrs. F's job is threatened because she does not want to sleep with Skip Bayless. On November 12th, 2022, Mr. Bayless texted Miss F, "I'm good today." The text meant that he would not be coming in for hair and makeup. On April 13th, Skip texted her, "Not comfortable coming down there. Just do what you need to do. It's okay." Miss F asked him what's wrong, because she's uncomfortable with him, but she needs to do his hair to keep her job. He replied, "Same stuff, worse." Miss F was concerned about her own job, walked to Mr. Bayless's fitting room to see if everything was okay. Mr. Bayless answered the door, and before Miss F could speak, he began to angrily accuse Miss F of fucking Mr. Sharp. Yo, so he crashed out and thought that she was fucking the other co-host, Shannon Sharp. If y'all don't know who Shannon Sharp is, it's this guy. Yo, Skip Bayless is fucking funny, bro. He's a creep, but he's pretty funny. So this says right here, before she could speak, he began to angrily accuse Miss F of sleeping with Sharp. So Skip Bayless accused her, the hairdresser, of sleeping with Shannon Sharp over him. And honestly, I wouldn't even blame a woman for trying to sleep. I mean, no Diddy, like no homo. Like Shannon Sharp looks better than an old, like shriveled up man like Skip Bayless to have sex with. Okay, where am I? Okay, Miss F tried to explain that she did not have any feelings toward Mr. Sharp, and she never slept with him or any other talent employee at Fox. Before she could speak, Mr. Bayless demanded that she come out to his car after the show. Miss F then responded that she could not sit in his car as it would be inappropriate. Mr. Bayless grew irate and then left. November 14th, 2022, Skip texted Miss F, "If you're distracted tomorrow, I'll wait till Monday, but I can't keep doing this." Miss F told him that she was very confused. Mr. Bayless responded, "Trust me, I am far more confused." Yo, so he like psyched himself into probably thinking that she liked him, when in reality she didn't. She was just trying to keep her job. He should just go to her. He should just go to Joy Taylor. Where's she at? He should just Skip Bayless just need to go to her room and she'll bust it open. April 15th, he texted her, "Do you still want to do the haircut or just move on?" Miss F responded that she does not want to move on from her job and she will continue doing his hair. April 16th, he called Miss F. Miss F did not answer the call because she was scared. She then called him back 10 minutes later. On the call, Mr. Bayless again angrily accused Miss F of fucking Mr. Sharp and said that he could tell from her body language that she was fucking him. Mrs. F tried to explain that she was kind to all talent that included laughing and engaging in conversation. Miss F then asked if he was yelling at her because she refused to go to his car. Mr. Bayless answered that she wouldn't talk to him like that. She shouldn't talk to him like that. Miss F replied that she could respond however she wanted. Oh, she's standing up for herself right here. Mr. Bayless then angrily stated that he heard her talk to Mr. Sharp about vagina. Miss F knew this to be untrue and was embarrassed and angry. Miss F responded that even if she had been dating Mr. Sharp, which she wasn't, it shouldn't matter at all because she's only a professional relationship with Mr. Bayless. Damn. April 17th, 2022, Miss F arrived in the makeup room, turned on a recording device and put it on a table and waited for Mr. Bayless to arrive. Oh, so she's setting up a hidden camera. In the meantime, two of her coworkers who were privy, I gotta Google this word, sorry, my vocabulary is not the best. Means to share in secret. I'm still kind of confused. I was never privy to conversations. So these two people that are cool, or are they privy? Two of her coworkers who were privy to Mr. Bayless' action went into other talent members' rooms adjacent to the makeup room to listen. Okay, so they were privy to it. They're against it. Okay, my bad, y'all. I'm slow. Mr. Bayless's actions. Oh, so they went in the other room to listen. They're privy to his actions and went into the other room adjacent to the room to listen to the conversation. Mr. Bayless then arrived in the makeup room for Miss F to cut his hair in accordance with his regular schedule. Mr. Bayless knew that the makeup room was always recorded and clearly states this room is bugged during their conversation. Yo, Skip Bayless, bro. He knew the room was bugged. He clearly states this room is bugged during their conversation. Mr. Bayless stated that he would hate for her to lose her job, but she can't be doing a big thing with my arch rival. She responded by reiterating that being polite to Mr. Sharp is part of her job. Mr. Bayless then responded, bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on you. So this guy is still pissed off at the hairdresser because he thinks the hairdresser is fucking his co-host, which he's not. This is just a whole other weird thing going on with Skip Bayless. Mr. Bayless then warned that he doesn't want her to lose her job over this. Miss F responded that she wasn't going to lose her job because she is a great hairdresser. Mr. Bayless responded, I have love for you. I have for 6 years and you hurt me and you are ruining this. Miss F again responded that she must be polite to all talent. Mr. Bayless implied that if he stopped requesting her, it would affect her job. Miss F responded that she's scheduled to work every morning at 5:45 a.m. and if he would like to get his hair done, he is welcome to sit in her chair. Mr. Bayless continued to threaten her job. Miss F knew that he was trying to pressure her into having sex with him, but she kept repeating that she was a professional and had to be kind to all talent. Good for her for finally standing up for herself right there. Is my stream still going? Yeah. Oh no, where's my thingy? Oh, it's still there. Can I just not see it because it's white? Oh yeah, just because it's white. I thought my subscriber count wasn't there. Oh, okay, where am I? Mr. Bayless asked Ms. F to come to his home to color his hair, a side job that she previously would partake in when his wife was home. On this occasion, with her therapist's help, she conveyed that she would no longer be going to his home. And so she literally has to talk with her therapist about her work-life problems to get advice. Damn. I couldn't imagine the mental strain she's been going through for all these years. Okay, the following day, Mr. Bayless arrived in the makeup room as if their conversations never happened, but Miss F remained on the edge. Miss F had worsening nightmares regarding the incidents that took place with Mr. Bayless. Miss F therapist started using eye movement desensitization and reprocessing to talk through her interactions with Mr. Bayless. Damn. Miss F is targeted because of her ethnicity and disability. She's just getting bullied every day at Fox. In October 2021, Miss F friendship with Miss Taylor ended. So they fell out. The main thought fell out with the hairdresser on a personal and professional level. In early June 2023, the treatment reached a breaking point. Miss Taylor began openly mocking Mrs. F's English, exclaiming that she could not understand Mrs. F's accent. Excuse me. And started complaining about Mrs. F's humming, an involuntary subconscious coping mechanism for her diagnosed PTSD. Miss Taylor then began stating that she needed a black hairstylist. Wow. Miss F and her coworkers, who noticed the harsh interactions, hoped that Fox could see through the facade Miss F had been doing. See through the facade as Miss F has been doing Miss Taylor's hair for approximately 7 years, at Miss Taylor's own request without any complaint, had been working on textured hair for decades. Yeah. Example, she was hired to do the hairstyles over 10 black background dancers in CeeLo's music video, Fuck You. Yeah, so she could do black hair. That's what Taylor, whatever her name is, fucking Miss Taylor, Joy Taylor is trying to say she can't do black hair. She could clearly do black hair. She's been doing your hair for damn near a decade. Mrs. F's June 1st, 23 diary entry states, she's been acting like because I'm not black, I'm stupid. She keeps saying black girls' hair should be done like this, not how you do it. I've been doing her hair for 7 years. She keeps making me feel that my English is not good. She keeps making comments like, oh, white girls are dumb. On June 14, 2023, Miss F reported the incidents to Mrs. P. Of course, Mrs. P isn't going to do anything. She's a piece of shit. She reported the incidents to Mrs. P. Mrs. F on June 14th, her diary entry. Oh, she reported all these incidents to her supervisor, which is an asshole. She doesn't care about her. Mrs. F's June 14th, 2023 diary entry states, by now it has been 7 days since the company knows that this racism and discrimination towards me. I told my boss, Gina. I told Cindy all about it. On June 16th, 2023, Mrs. P pulled Mrs. F into her office and asked if she wanted to leave speak. Mrs. F explained that she wanted to work. Miss Purdy told Mrs. F that she should just leave the room when Miss Taylor was acting out. Mrs. F noticed that this was a pattern when Miss M bullied Miss F, Human Resources told her to leave the room, and now Miss Taylor bullied Miss F. Miss P also told her to leave the room. Mrs. F's June 16th diary entry states, I'm very disappointed at how Fox operates racism and bullying. Instead of getting rid of the bully, they want to get rid of... Instead of getting rid of the bully, they want to get rid of the victim now. Yeah, Fox is just all around piece of shit. We're on page 15, bro. I know if you're just in the chat real quick for 1 second before you leave. Fox is pieces of shit, bro. Including Skip Bayless, who I used to enjoy. June 21st, Mrs. P called Mrs. F into her office. Mrs. P explained that while Miss F should still go in every morning and set up for hair. Miss Taylor no longer needed her as a hairstylist. Miss P explained that Miss F was to work from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then go home. When Miss F asked about touch-ups, Miss P stated that she had spoken to all talent on the show and no one needed touch-ups. Miss F then asked if she did something wrong. Miss P responded, "You remind me of my dog, and when I take my dog out, he barks at bigger dogs. That's like you." Damn, Miss F left the room and cried. To call someone a dog is one of the most offensive insults in the Persian culture. Wow. This lady's such a piece of shit. Her manager, Mrs. P right here, super piece of shit. Oh, wow. Mrs. P then hired 2 new black hairstylists to work from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. as Miss Taylor is very picky with her hair. She did not like the work of the 2 new black hairstylists and then asked a coworker who was a Latina woman to do her hair 5 days a week. The coworker declined. Wow. So she's just being at this point, she's just on her high horse being a bitch. She's literally just being a bitch. On June 4th, 21st, and 21st, the different talent members asked Miss F why she was no longer providing touch-ups on Speak. The third time they asked her, Miss F explained that it's because the talent had indicated they do not need touch-ups. She was no longer available for touch-ups. The talent members were shocked and said they needed touch-ups on Speak, as Miss F did not feel it was professional to mention her conversation with Mrs. P, her supervisor. She explained that there must have been a misunderstanding. Miss F informed employee relations. Miss F became concerned for her job as this was a common tactic employed by Fox when retaliating against a witness or a target. Fox systematically reduces work schedules and ultimately terminates employment by removing an individual from the schedule entirely, using fabricated business necessities as pretext. That's literally all jobs, though. Jobs don't even fire people anymore. They just take you off the schedule. Wow. Miss F participates in an internal investigation only to be singled out, taken off Speak, and accused of having sex with Mr. Bayless. Wow. So she did all that to refuse to have sex with Skip, and she still gets accused of it. In mid-July 2023, Miss Junker, Fox Sports Vice President of Employee Relations, asked Miss F for a meeting. At the meeting, Miss Junker asked if Miss Taylor was having a sexual relationship with Mr. Acho. Miss F admitted that the two were in a sexual relationship. Miss F shared this information because she did not think it was a big deal. Miss Taylor and Mr. Acho had similar amounts of power at this time, and she didn't think Miss Taylor or Mr. Acho would physically harm her for providing this information. Example, Mr. Acho has always been respectful and never threatened her. So Mr. Acho is this new black guy, him right here, that's on the current show with her, 2024 show. Wow. July 31st, Kelsey Doe of Employee Relations asked Miss F for a meeting. At the meeting, Miss Doe told Miss F that there had been complaints of her humming. Miss F explained that her humming... Wow, explained complaints of her humming? Really? Her humming is an involuntary subconscious coping mechanism for her PTSD, which is diagnosed, and everyone at Fox knew she hummed. Miss F further explained that she has been humming since she was a child. She had been humming her entire tenure at Fox. Her humming was exacerbated in stressful situations, and although she hates it, she wants it to stop. She does not even realize when she's humming. She then explained that if anyone was complaining now, they're only doing so to hurt and embarrass her. Miss Doe then thanked Miss F for the information and abruptly changed the conversation and asked whether she made public comments regarding Mr. Dixon and Miss Taylor having sex. So Mr. Dixon is the old white man back here somewhere. Maybe I deleted it. I don't know. It's the old white man, though. Miss F became very scared as Mr. Dixon had previously assaulted her, and Miss Taylor had warned that he would fire her if she said anything, and responded that while everybody in the company knew about their relationship, she did not have any information and did not want to comment about it. Miss Doe then tried to end the conversation and ask if Miss F had any questions. Miss F then began crying, asking why such a swift investigation took place regarding her humming, but no one cared about Miss M threatening to kill her or others mocking her English. Miss F then explained that all she wants is a safe, normal work environment. Yeah, that's literally all she wants. That's not even too much to ask for, bro. All this lady needs is a safe work environment to do these people's hair, and she's not getting that. It's like high school bullies, bro. All these people, once you get in the workforce, bro, people are still bullies, bro. They still have all the whole fucking ecosystem of power and everything. It's crazy. She focused on others marking the truth. Where was I? Miss F then explained that all she wants is a safe and normal work environment, but everyone mistreats her because there are no consequences for them. While she focused on others mocking her English, she was thinking of her interactions with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Bayless. Miss P told 8 of Mrs. F's coworkers to not associate with her, that she has a pending case in human relations. Wow. On August 9th, Miss P told Miss F that her services were no longer needed on Speak. Her diary entry for the day states that only taking me off the show because I reported Joey after I reported that they took me off the show. This must be illegal. August 21st, a Fox Sports Vice President of Human Resources, Mr. Junker, asked Mr. Bayless for a meeting. When Mr. Bayless arrived, told Mr. Bayless not to worry, that his job was safe. The two then started interrogating him on whether he had a romantic relationship with Miss Ferrari and whether she had offered him sex. When Mr. Bayless responded truthfully that she had never offered him sex, they then again told him not to worry, his job was safe, heavily implying that they wanted him to say otherwise. This circular conversation took place for approximately 20 minutes. Following the meeting, Mr. Dixon called Mr. Bayless and asked why he didn't just lie. Mr. Bayless responded that he cares about Miss F. Mr. Dixon responded, "Who cares? I can get you a better looking hairstylist." So even though Skip Bayless was being a little creep and he kind of crashed out a little bit, at least he didn't like lie and get her straight up fired. So that's something real. That's somebody like Mr. Dixon. He literally, who cares? I get you a better hairstylist. At least Skip Bayless doesn't have that mentality, so he's not all the way gone. The investigation is indicative of a role of human resources and employee relationships as a protector of abusers and wrongdoers. Okay, I'm not reading this. Is just examples. Miss F learns that Mr. Dixon wants her fired. Late August 2023, Mr. Bayless learned that Mr. Sharp and Miss F had never been... Oh, so he ended up learning that they never had sex. Mr. Bayless pulled Miss F aside for a conversation. During this conversation, Mr. Bayless apologized, accusing her of having sex with Mr. Sharp, disclosed details regarding his August 21 meeting with HR, and further disclosed that Mr. Dixon wants Miss F fired because she knew too much and was talking. Yeah, this could be a movie for sure, bro. So Skip Bayless was weird, but at least he's kind of like, he knows he was being weird. He was like, okay, I was geeking. Now he's locked in right now. He's trying to tell her what's going on. So pulled her to the side, told her all this shit. Mr. Bayless also disclosed that he believed Mr. Dixon kept his wife on Fox's payroll to keep her silent about his affairs with Fox employees. Mr. Bayless then asked Miss F out to dinner to continue the conversation, but she declined, stating that she cannot do anything that even gives interference of a non-work relationship because she wants to keep her job, which is fair. Maybe that's just Skip Bayless trying to get her back. Trying to get her back on his leash. Okay, where was I? On October 18th, Mr. Bayless told Miss F that Mr. Dixon was continuing to push him, asking for a different hairstylist, but Mr. Bayless refused. Mrs. F's diary entry for the day states, "I feel desperate. I don't know how to save my job. Charlie is the big boss, and I'm just a hairstylist with no power. Skip's scared that Joy is telling Charlie to get rid of me. That's crazy." October 20th, Mr. Bayless told Miss F that Mr. Dixon had threatened his job because he continuously requested Miss F, stating that he would rather have another pretty girl undisputed over Mr. Bayless anyway. Damn. So that the whole head honcho, the Mr. fucking Dixon dude, is basically telling Skip Bayless, like, I'm about to replace you too. December 21st, Mr. Bayless told Miss F that he still loved her and confided that Mr. Dixon was the one who told him that Miss F was sleeping with Mr. Sharp. Oh, so damn. So Mr. Dixon, the old grumpy white man, told Skip Bayless that Mrs. F... So he told fucking Skip Bayless that she was sleeping with him when it wasn't real. Wow. Mrs. F's diary entry for that day states, "I said, Skip, I'm only interested in working with you, having a friendship with you, and nothing else. He said you have no idea, you're losing everything. I didn't know what he means by that, and I hope he doesn't take me off the show. It makes me sick to my stomach, and it's really hard for me to keep work like this. I hope God help me, because Fox is supporting people like Charlie and Skip." At least Skip trying to save himself a little bit. Miss F lets it be known that she will support a coworker. On December 17th, one of Miss F's coworker was indefinitely taken off the schedule after she took offense to bullying and racism comments made by a Fox NFL host. Over the next few months, Miss F made it known that amongst the department that if she needed, she would speak out on her coworkers' behalf. Miss P responded, "If it's so hard for you here, why don't you quit?" Miss P also later commented, "I don't regret anything I did to coworker or different coworkers. This was especially cruel as she knew one of the coworkers had tried to commit suicide." Damn, so they have other coworkers working there that are also going through their shit. Miss F reached out to Miss Dunker and asked if she could get an attorney. Miss Dunker responded that she does not need an attorney. Oh, she gets fired too? Damn. This lady though, like Joy Taylor and Miss P, the lady, the Mrs. F's manager right here, like they're what's wrong with women in the workforce nowadays. Like that's actually disgusting. Like what she's doing by like Monica Lewinskying her way to the top. And if she didn't Monica Lewinsky it, but she's in a stable enough to position where she could just tell everybody else to shut up, basically shut up and work type shit, like that's wild. Okay. Miss F gets fired on approximately June 24th. Oh, that's one day after my birthday. That's just now. That's this year. June 24th. A telemember member disclosed to Miss F that Undisputed was going to get canceled and that Mr. Bayless did. Skip did get fired. Mr. Bayless is going to get fired and Miss F grew internal anxious that Mr. Dixon was... Damn, so did all this shit happen just because of this dude Mr. Dixon's relationship with her? Okay, that's kind of at the top of the conspiracy and that's what he's trying to save by firing everybody. Wow. So the hairstylist right here, Miss F gets fired. Okay, so Mr. Bayless is going to get fired. Miss F grew eternally anxious that Mr. Dixon was trying to get her fired. Later that week on Monday, Miss F gave Mr. Bayless a haircut. During the haircut, Mr. Bayless told her about a new opportunity he was expecting outside of Fox. Miss F asked if he would still be coming back to Undisputed. He replied, "Of course." Mr. Bayless then told Miss F that he fantasizes about having sex with her and how much more... So bro, come on, Skip Bayless, bro. You're such a weirdo, bro. Like, up here, he's trying to basically, like, say, like, I'm sorry, I was tripping. And then down here, right as he's about to get fired, he tells her he's fantasizing about having sex with her and asks how much money it would take for her to have sex with him. Miss F already stated that she refused $1.5 million and her answer wasn't going to change. Mr. Bayless replied, "The more you say no, the more I want you." Wow. Wow. Skip Bayless, bro. Weirdo. On August 2nd, 2024, Undisputed was canceled. Mr. Bayless was fired. Miss F was taken off the schedule. And Mrs. P, which is Mrs. F's manager, said that there was no longer a need for her. The same day, Mr. Bayless asked Miss F to walk him to his car on his way out. Miss F felt like she had no choice but to walk him to his car. Once at the car, they noticed Mr. Dixon in the parking lot looking at them. Mr. Bayless told Miss F, "Fuck Charlie. If you want to sue them, go for it. Fuck them. Charlie is not going to sleep tonight. He's scared of what I'm going to tell. Fuck him." The same day, Miss F reached out to Fox and asked why she was taken off the schedule and explained that although Undisputed had been canceled, she had worked with the Herd for over 5 years and Speak with over 1 year. So basically, just because this show's canceled, she's worked with other shows on Fox. And talent continued to request her. Fox did not reply to substantive response, but they would investigate the issue. Well, she's fired, so... August 5th, she was asked to give Mr. Silverman a haircut, same manner she'd been doing for the past 7 years. Miss F then reached out to Fox to ask what she should do. She did not want to let Mr. Silverman down. The next day, Fox again did not provide a substantive response, said they're going to continue to investigate the issue. August 8th, after finishing their investigation, Fox is finally able to muster the following potential reason for firing Miss F. They can only afford to have one hairdresser work on all 3 shows. A new morning show, Speak, and Undisputed. Miss F's fears actualized as she realized that she had become the target. Fox systematically reduced her work schedule and ultimately terminated her employment by removing her from the schedule entirely using fabricated business necessities as pretext. That sucks. Guided by its attorneys, Fox then implemented a revised schedule, assigning a single hairdresser to cover all 3 shows for approximately 3 months. Once Fox believed it had sufficiently justified its actions from a legal standpoint, they reverted to their long-standing scheduling arrangement, which included one hair and makeup professional in the morning and another set in the afternoon. The same arrangement that had been in place for years during Mrs. F's tenure. In addition, Fox employed a barber to work exclusively on the new morning show. Mrs. F's life after working with the defendants. For weeks after being terminated, Miss F remained conflicted as to her next steps. She remained quiet about her experience and was fearful, believing that Mr. Dixon might hire someone to kill her if she go public. Wow. After many therapy sessions, Miss F had concluded she never wants to work with Mr. Bayless again, feels ashamed for working with him for so many years, and is able to better control intrusive thoughts of Mr. Dixon hurting her again. In response to her feelings of shame, embarrassment, and fear, her therapist told her that she had only been doing what she thought she needed to do to survive. Facts. She can't feel bad for herself. She has a kid, bro. She had to do it to keep her job. At this point, she seeks justice. She knows that Mr. Dixon used his position of power to coerce women into having sex and use it as justification to grow up Miss F. She knows that Mr. Dixon did not immediately fire her after Miss Taylor and Miss F had a falling out, only to appease Mr. Bayless by providing him with a plaything. Yeah, so she didn't get fired after she fell out with her friend, this lady, just because Skip Bayless was still trying to have sex with her. Despite Miss F being an excellent hairdresser and continuously being requested by talent, she was shrunken down to how much she could appease Mr. Bayless. And once Mr. Bayless was gone, so was her job. To date, talent continues to ask for Miss F at Fox, including Mr. Coward, who posted a poll on the Twitter page asking if he should get a haircut, with 63% responding that he should. Miss F also continues to be requested and works for high-profile clients who do not abuse her. Nice. Following Mrs. F's departure from Fox, Mr. Bayless began featuring his wife on his podcast on Information and Belief. He changed a cell phone number he maintained for many years, presumably in the hopes of removing and deleting incriminating messages, presumably after receiving notice of an impending lawsuit. Wow. And these are just this is all the information, the legal stuff. But damn, what do y'all think about that? That was a wild ass read. That was a wild ass read. I hope she gets paid though. Honestly, you go through that's like mental torture going through that for all those years. And this guy, bro. So let's go look at Twitter and see what Twitter's talking about, because everything's trending on. I said twinning like a Fortnite kid. Everything is what are we twinning on Twitter right now. What are we playing Fortnite is what are we twinning on Twitter. Okay, so Joy Taylor. Now that we just read everything, so we know Joy Taylor first started working at Fox. She was a floater. She was on call. She was a floater. She was on call. She became friends with that hairstylist. She had sex with the old evil white man from the movies. Got to her position. Started having sex with another dude who she likes, the black guy. Tells her friend that she was gonna say the old man raped her, and then in the middle of all this, then Joy Taylor isn't friends with her anymore. She goes, I'm sorry for my words messing up, bro. Then Joy Taylor cuts off her friend. Then this is rare. Then Joy Taylor cuts off her hairdresser friend, Mrs. F. Then in between all that, Mrs. F is just Skip Bayless is just predatory on her every day. Let's look at some memes about this, bro, because, oh my gosh. That's terrible, though, bro. That sucks that that's 2024 and that's still going on in mainstream businesses. Fox Sports. So Joy Taylor was going to come out and say he raped me and y'all was going to believe it. Joy Taylor getting passed around the Fox studios. Wow. Let me make sure my stream looks good. Yep, looks straight. Didn't Joy Taylor get on here saying she earned her position? Nobody, Notion Farahi to Joy Taylor, threw her under the bus. She deserves it though, bro. Joy Taylor was a piece of shit. Joy Taylor negotiating her Fox Sports contract. Wow. Joy Taylor isn't allowed to have guy friends at work while she comes to company ladder. Travis Hunter. Skip was looking at Joy Taylor in pure disgust. Acho and Joy Taylor running around their lunch breaks every day. Happy birthday to my brilliant co-host, my homie, my friend, Joy Taylor. It's a pleasure and honor to work with you daily. Y'all go show her some love. Yeah, he was definitely clapping them cheeks. She's not even all that, though. Like, she's straight, like, for an older guy. Joy Taylor's husband right now, I married a hoe. The excuses that are about to be made for Joy Taylor are going to be wild facts. People are going to make this about Joy Taylor, but really Mrs. F, the hairdresser, She needs justice, bro. She needs some money. She needs a settlement. She needs something. Emmanuel, Acho, and Joy Taylor are on the Fox office. Yeah, you have a juicy clip for everything.
Stop!
Get it. Come get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. What you doing? What you doing?
So Joy Taylor at her fucking for promotion. Skip Bayless watching everybody focus on Joy Taylor's instead of his. Yo, fast. Skip Bayless' shit is like very, like his is kind of worse, bro. His is like very creepy. His is creepy as fuck. Joy Taylor was fucking this guy to host Undisputed, lol. Skip offering 1.5M for some ass. Joy Taylor having sex with the whole crew. Shannon Sharp being Shannon Sharp. Sports media in shambles. CT ESPN is the most trusted source in all sports. Yo, Antonio Brown is funny, bro. Yo, CT ESPN is my number one for sure. Respects women. Unlike Fox. Joy Taylor was really letting Emmanual Acho lame ass hit. Joy Taylor as a police officer. Josh, remember Joy Taylor and Shannon Sharp went to a Dodgers game in 2016, and the next day Skate Bayless called it a date live on the air. All them old niggas at FS1 was taking turns passing around Joy Taylor like a blunt. To be fair, Joy Taylor presented herself that she fought for money, so that wasn't surprising. Joy Taylor slept her way to the top. This is how Joy Taylor was showing up to work every day. If it's not nepotism, these female sports. If it's not nepotism for these female sports personalities, it's sex for favors. In fact, I'm not even in tune with the Fox Sports news. I didn't even know that she was looking this raunchy at work. Yeah, she was definitely Monica Lewinsky in it, bro. She was Monica Lewinsky in it. How Joy Taylor was getting passed around at Fox Studios. The lawsuit says Joy Taylor was nothing but a bartender and a random radio host. All of a sudden, she was oh yeah. Skip offering women 1.5 to hit after seeing Joy Taylor get passed around the office.
You told me it was my turn.
Facts. Joy Taylor telling the victim shut up and trip. I don't know. That was wild though. That was a wild to read. Oh man, I don't even want to go. I don't even want to be on the internet anymore after this, bro. I'm gonna post this on YouTube tomorrow, but it's like, damn. Let me just go find another subject, bro. Honestly.